Welcome to Cubs Classics, proudly presented by Prevagen. It's 1980s week, an extra inning thriller in Cincinnati.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey with Steve Stone and Dwayne Stats from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Here are the lineups for the Cubs. Walton leading off. Sandberg at second. Smith on left. Grace at first. Dawson at right. Berryhill catching. Law, the third baseman. Dunston, the shortstop. Greg Mannix is going for the victory here tonight. There's the Cincinnati lineup. Duncan at short. Quinones at third. Davis in center. Griffey in left. Rooms in right. Benzinger at first. The first pitch of the ball game. High fastball. Reed, the catcher. Oster, the second baseman. And Rick Mailer, the pitcher. The umpires are behind the plate, Bill Hahn, Joe West, Jerry Crawford, and Charlie Williams. Ball low, outside, ball two. And you know, of course, Jerome Walton going for his 25th game in a row. Good fastball.
Mailer 7-6 lifetime against the Cubs. He's 1-0 this year, but he hasn't won since July 15th. He has a personal 3-game losing streak. He's not overpowering. He's got a good breaking ball and will throw an occasional changeup, although not too often.
A high hopper. You're back to the pitcher. He's got to throw in time. Mailer throws out Walton. A high hopper right back at him. Now to bring up Ryan Sandberg, hitting .280 for the year.
Mailer is a durable sort. In his last 6 seasons, he has averaged 234 innings per year, and he's a cinch to go over 200 innings once again this year. In fact, with this start, he's going to tie Tom Browning for the lead in National League starts.
Number 28 for Mailer. Maddox making his 26th start. The pitch. High hopper to Oster. He's got it. Throws the first to the out. And Mailer has forced the first 2 Cubs to bounce the ball on the ground. That's what the kind of a pitcher he is.
Cincinnati's a pretty good defensive ball club, and that's surprising considering all the injuries that they've had. They've had 12 men on the disabled list this year, currently 6 men on the disabled list. The notables, Paul O'Neill down, Chris Sabo down, Bo Diaz lost for the year, Danny Jackson lost for the year. So it's a makeshift lineup.
There's a drive way back. It might be. It could be. Dwight Smith hits a home run. His 7th home run of the year. And the Cubs are out in front 1-0. And True Value Hardware happily donates another $100 to Cubs Care in the fight against cancer. Boy, he really creamed that ball over the right center field wall.
13th home run given up by Mailer. RBI number 38 for Dwight Smith. And he picked on the first pitch. Mailer laid it in. Smith hit it out.
1-0. Here's Mark Grace now. Fouls the first pitch back. Outside.
Coming into this game, the Cubs had hit 26 home runs the last 16 games, and it took them 53 games at the beginning of the season to get to the 26 home run mark.
Here's a pitch under a strike call. Rod Bergen, his wife and son, Ryan, from Wilmette, Illinois, here cheering for the Cubs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a high fly ball, should be caught. Ken Griffey's there. 1 run on 1 hit, a homer by Dwight Smith. We go in the bottom of the first, and Cubs lead 1-0. Harry Carey back at Riverfront. Here's Mariano Duncan leading it off. First pitch in there is strike call. 1 strike and nothing. There's the Cubs defense. Swung and he missed the fastball. Mariano Duncan with the Dodgers was a switch hitter. Was trying to become a switch hitter. Now he's sticking to hitting right-handed.
And he's hit pretty well for the Reds, hitting .271 for them, .261 overall.
0-2. A bouncing ball ought to be easy. There's a toss, and he's out. From Grace to Mattek. Well, those 2 guys handled the ball as well as anybody on that play.
Let's take a look at the home run once again. Mailer trying to get ahead with a first ball fastball. And the Chicago Tribune round tripper replay shows the home run went around 385 feet to right center field.
1 out. Here's Luis Quinones out of Puerto Rico. He was with the Cubs last year. He's had 8 home runs for the Reds. He's hitting only .220, but good power.
He's got a chance to play because Chris Sabo is down with a knee problem. And Sabo will be lost to this club for a while.
There's a bouncing ball foul. Tim Sullivan, writing in the Cincinnati Enquirer today, in his column, before there was a Pete Rose Way, before there was even a Pete Rose, a produce business occupied the space on 2nd Street that now houses a meat market known as Flanagan's Landing. The Harold Zimmer Company, it was called. And Harold Zimmer was Don's dad. And the whole story is about Zimmer. Don would get up at 2 in the morning, and he'd work all night unloading boxcars for his dad. Glenn Sample remembers. His upper body was really put together from lifting sacks of potatoes. Hot smash right at Sandler over the first, 2 away. Don Zimmer has since come to resemble a sack of potatoes, complete with butter and sour cream. But he was one of the most remarkable athletes in Cincinnati sports history. The crew cut manager of the Cubs, played Major League Baseball, achieved all-city status in basketball. In 1979, was voted the finest offensive player in the first 50 years of Western Hills High School football. Here's Eric Davis, 25 homers. So it is a triumphant homecoming for Don Zimmer. He swung and he missed a high fastball.
Maddox 4-3 lifetime against Cincinnati, a high ERA of .437 in 7 games. This year 1-0 against him. He went the distance, gave up 2 earned runs.
There's a fastball, a little bit outside.
You can jam Eric Davis, tie him up inside. They don't want him to get his arms out. He's got good power to right center field. Everybody tries to throw him up and in.
A little bit outside. Ball 3. Davis has hit 6 homers in his last 10 games. 3-1 pitch. Swung and he missed. And that's exactly where Greg Maddox threw it. He kept it high and to the inside part of the plate.
Because of the movement on his fastball, he's better inside to the right-handers.
He struck him out. Call. 1, 2, 3. Nothing across. At the end of 1, the Cubs lead 1-0.
Let Marquee Sports Network deliver fresh baseball news and analysis to you with Cubs 360 Daily. Though baseball may be on pause, we're pulling together the most knowledgeable voices coming to you daily from their home to yours.
I think all baseball fans, all of us, appreciate the fact that they're working very hard to try to make this happen.
Cubs 360 Daily, fresh each weeknight at 6 on Marquee Sports Network. Proudly presented by Miller Lite.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
America, your neighbor needs you. Let's help each other through the coronavirus crisis. Marquee Sports Network is partnering with the Salvation Army to deliver food, shelter, and hope in your community. Go to MarqueeSportsNetwork.com and click to make a donation to the Salvation Army, where all proceeds stay right here in your area to help your neighbors in need. Join Marquee Sports Network, the Salvation Army, and Sinclair Cares, Your Neighbor Needs You campaign.
Back at Riverfront Stadium, 1-0 in favor of the Cubs. Andre Dawson leading it off as we go into the second. He's hitting .234, 12 homers, 43 RBI. Naylor's pitch occurred.
Andre really struggling with 5 hits in his last 59 at-bats. The Cubs would love to see him turn it around for the pennant stretch.
1 ball, no strikes. Low and outside. A triumphant homecoming for Don Zimmer. His whole family's here. His mother, his daughter, his married daughter, his wife, Soot. There's a smash, but right at Oster. Hit the ball hard, throws him out. 2 balls, no strikes. Dawson hit the ball hard. On 1 hop, right at Ron Oster was playing him over near second base.
Odds are overwhelming that Mailer's going to get the ball over the plate. Last year, while pitching for Atlanta, he averaged just 1.5 walks per 9 innings. This year, although not ballooning, he's averaged 1.95 walks per 9 innings. So he's one of the best control pitchers in the major leagues and has been since he started pitching.
Here's Damon Berryhill. First pitch in there, strike call. Don Zimmer's daughter, Donna Zimmer Malika, watching the game here with the whole family. Ross and Linda Rudder, who worked with her for one of the airlines, flight attendants, are watching the game also. There is a strike call. They're native Chicago. Ross and Linda Rudder from South Harpswell, Maine. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouled it back and out of play.
I'd like to send along our condolences to the family of John Mengelt and his father Ralph on the passing away of his mother Pat, who was 66 years old.
Oh, sorry to hear about that. Here's the pitch a little bit low inside. Rick and Amy Girardi from Clinton, Illinois are here to root for Joe Girardi. Probably his brother. The pitch. Low inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1-0 Cubs lead.
Mariano Duncan has some big shoes to fill at shortstop in the absence of Barry Larkin, who's down with an elbow problem.
Fouled it back.
In fact, Larkin today was taking live batting practice for the first time, and they had him working out at first base. But there's speculation when Larkin comes back to take the pressure off his right elbow, they're going to put him in left field and let him play out there for a while until he gets strong again.
3-2. Line drive, base hit left field. Might go to the wall. No, he cut it off. Nice play by Ken Griffey. He held Berryhill to a single.
Still some life in the old legs of Ken Griffey, who signed out as a part-time player. Griffey came over as a free agent in Cincinnati, getting a lot of mileage out of him. He's been forced to be in a platoon system, playing just about every other day for Cincinnati, and he makes a fine play here going into the corner and holding Berryhill to a single.
The ball got by him, or it would have been a double. Aaron Buckles of Pataskala, Ohio. Watching the ball game here. Here's Vance Law, hitting .231 with 5 homers. Pitch a little bit low. Law's hit well against the Reds. 11 out of 26 this year. 1-0, Dwight Smith homered in the first.
Vance lost 3 games because of a problem with his elbow, but he says he's 100% right now.
Line drive, right field, a base hit. Berryhill will have to hold at second. Orlando Room has got a fine arm. Vance Law, single to right. That brings up Sean Dunston. The Reds pitching staff has held him pretty well in check. And that was early in the year when he hadn't started to hit like he's been doing lately. He's only 2 out of 18 against Cincinnati pitching.
Sean is good friends with Eric Davis. Before the game, Davis came up to rub up against him. He said, "I don't know what you're doing, but let me get some of that." You're hitting the ball all over the place. And Lee May, who's one of the coaches for the Reds, was remarking the last time he saw Dunston, he was hitting about 190. But those days are gone, as Sean is hitting everything in sight.
Runners first and second. The pitch. Swings, and he fouled it back. Since the All-Star break, Sean Dunston has hit .352 with 3 homers and 17 RBI. Jerome Walton has hit since the All-Star break .323, 2 homers, 15 RBI. One strike and nothing. A little bit low. Ryan Sandberg, since the All-Star break, is hitting .304 with 10 homers and 22 RBI. 1 ball, 1 strike. A slow roller. He may beat him out. Out on a close play. Oh, he just got him. Good play.
Good play by Luis Quinones. Usually when the ball bounces over the head of the pitcher, you figure Dunston's going to beat it. And when Mailer can't come up with it, it looks like a base hit. But Quinones has a pretty good arm coming across and just barely gets Dunston. Joe West on the call, and he made a good call.
Chuck Contier coaching at third. By the way, Chuck and all the Cubs want to wish John Pidnekitis, who's at Northwestern Wesley Memorial Hospital, speedy recovery. Here's the pitch outside. Greg Maddox, a good hitting pitcher. He can help himself. He's 13 out of 58 this year. Runners at second and third. Strike call, the count is even.
If Maddox gets a base hit, odds are overwhelming. He's going to get it to right or right center field. A little surprising that Eric Davis is not over a little more. He's playing him in straightaway center, so there is a little gap in right center for Maddox to hit through.
Ground ball, foul outside first base. Sharon Panazzo, out of the publicity department for the Cubs, welcoming Andres Gomez. Fine tennis player with his wife, Anna Maria, who's at the game tonight. Again, he fouled it outside first. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Taylor with 4 wild pitches this year. Will occasionally throw that breaking ball in the dirt. So you have to be heads up if you're at third base and you're Damon Berryhill.
1 ball, 2 strikes. outside. Ball 2. And you can see Jeff Reed position himself to the outside part of the plate.
Jeff Reed tried an old catcher's trick. He set up outside, put the glove out of the strike zone, and even though Mailer hit the glove, it wasn't a strike, and Bill Hahn didn't fall for it.
2-2 pitch. A little tap, and it's going to be an out. And he is tagged by the pitcher to retire the side. So, we go in the bottom of the second. The Cubs are out in front, 1-0.
As a caricature artist, I appreciate what makes each person unique. That's why I like Liberty Mutual. They get that no two people are alike. And customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Almost done? What do you think?
I don't see it. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is internet stuff. Streaming stuff. Social stuff. You want it. You need it. And WOW is the best way to enjoy it. Switch to save on all your favorite stuff. With a super fast internet connection for a price that's really something to see. $34.99 per month guaranteed for 2 years. And when you sign up today, get a $100 Visa prepaid reward card.
Wow.
There's never been a better time to have a favorite food. With new Grubhub Plus, you get unlimited free delivery and cashback rewards for ordering noodles. And noodles. And noodles. And noodles. Grubhub Plus, free delivery, cashback, and noodles.
If your shirt isn't tucked into your pants, are your pants tucked into your shirt?
When you're getting big-time results from your Constant Contact emails, it's okay to let your mind wander. Try email and our new website builder, free.
I'm Jason Hayward.
I'm Chris Bryant.
I'm Javi Baez.
And you're watching Marquee Sports Network.
Harry Carey and Steve Stone from Riverfront. Here's Ken Griffey leading off. It's a high drive, left field, gonna be caught. Dwight Smith is there, and he grabs it. Griffey on the first pitch flies out to Smith.
Griffey's an interesting story in that he surfaced in the major leagues in 1973, just when the Big Red Machine was starting to roll. All he did that year was hit .384 in 25 games, but in those days, that wasn't enough. And next year, he went back to Indianapolis to start the '74 season, only to come back to Cincinnati and star here as a member of the Big Red Machine.
Here's a pitch, a strike called on Rolando Rooms, hitting .291, 7 homers, 29 RBI. He's hit a homer against the Cubs pitchers this year in Chicago.
Everybody views Rolando Rooms as probably the #3 candidate for Rookie of the Year. He's put together that great a season, and he's done it even though starting the year at AAA.
There's a pitch a little bit low. Birthday greetings to Tom Rabiner from Mississippi.
When Eric Davis went down with a hamstring problem, Rolando Rooms got a shot, and he's made the most of it.
Here's a pitch, he swings and he misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There's the one pitch that Rooms has had constant trouble with back from his minor league days with the Cubs. Sweep that breaking ball away from him, especially low and out of the strike zone, and you've got him.
Bottom of the second, a pitch. The Cubs had a chance in the second. Dunson was thrown out on a bang-bang play at first, and Todd Bensinger just barely tagged Maddox, hustling down the line. He struck him out. Rooms chased the breaking ball. 5 in a row retired by Greg Maddox, shooting for his 15th win of the year.
Low and away, and Rooms has no chance, and that's the place you've got to stay on him. Benzinger's been the only regular on the Reds this year not to go on the disabled list all season.
Here's a pitch foul back. Benzinger hitting .240 with 11 homers, 51 RBIs.
Tony Perez's hitting instructor thinks that he's a whole lot better than that .240 batting average. They're happy with the power with 11 home runs and 51 RBIs, but they think he's going to do much better next year.
There's a fastball, a little bit low. Roy and Lucy McMahon from Indianapolis here to see the Cubs. Swung and he missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 men are out. And put up on the scoreboard that Benzinger has hit safely in his last 4 games. That means that 52 more and he'll tie DiMaggio. Jerome Walton has hit in 24 games in a row.
Well, in an otherwise dismal year, Cincinnati looking for any ray of hope.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled it back.
The Reds, a fine defensive ball club, exactly tied with the Cubs for 3rd in the league defensively. The batting average starting to rise, although they went through a period where they didn't score any runs. And you can understand that with Sabo out, O'Neill out, and Larkin out. The big 3 offensively as far as Cincinnati is concerned.
2-2 pitch. Grounded down to Sandberg. Over to first. 1, 2, 3. 6 in a row. Retired by Maddox at the end of 2. Cubs lead 1-0. Jerome Walton trying for his 25th game in a row. Bouncing ball. He won't get it on this one. He'll throw to first. Oh, he's 0 for 2. That'll bring up Sandberg. Darling, you are growing older. If you remember this guy, for years and years, wrote high school sports in Chicago. Tommy Kuzmanoff. Just got a letter from him dated July 21st. Calling attention to the fact that he was celebrating a birthday Wednesday, August the 9th. He was 80 years old. Tommy Kuzmanoff. I remember reading his byline many times. He had a big party down in Clearwater, Florida, where he's retired and lives now. His wife, Alvina, and his sons, James from Urbana, Illinois, Gerald from Palos Verdes Peninsula. So, happy birthday to Tommy Kuzmanoff. For so many years, a Chicago sports writer.
Jeff Richardson hit .273 at the AAA level. And this looks a lot like the Nashville Ball Club. 7 of the Reds started this year at Nashville. Because of injuries, they've had to fill in.
Pitches foul back.
You had a look earlier at John Franco, the short reliever of the Reds who has fallen on some hard times. Franco still has 25 saves, and he's still the man that Pete Rose goes to late in the game. He's had his problems of late.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Struck him out on a high fastball. 2 away. That'll bring up Dwight Smith. With 2 out, nobody on in the first. He hit the first pitch for a homer over the right center field wall. Frank Schlenkhoff and Pat McCormick here pulling for the Cubs. 2 out, nobody on. The Giants of Montreal, no score in the 3rd. San Diego and New York, no score. There's a pitch low to Dwight. Dwight Smith, 7 homers now, 38 runs batted in. There's a drive, foul into the stand.
The Reds find themselves 10.5 games in back of San Francisco, and Murray Cook, the general manager, thinking the Reds are still in the race, saying that if they can get everybody back healthy, they can still make a run at it, but he doesn't plan any trades the rest of the way. He doesn't want to break up his ball club at all.
Inside. Danny Sheridan, who writes columns and gives odds on various sports events, is one of many who've changed their mind about the Cubs. Before the season, he had them finishing 5th or 6th, but now he's changed it. There's a ground ball headed for right field. Nice play by Oster. Over to first to retire the side. They go in the bottom of the third. 1-0 Cubs.
Tell us we can't, and we'll prove you wrong. Knock us down, and we'll get right back up. Call us risk takers, misfits, bad boys. But we know what we want, and it feels like American muscle, looks like advanced engineering, and smells like fresh, cut grass. Bad boy, mow with an attitude.
Yeah, we all want to know, honey, so.
Blue. Blue means boy. Blue means boy!
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
People from Chicago pull for Chicago. We root for his teams, celebrate his successes, push through his challenges. When people call us the second city, it's misleading. We're second to none. We're hardworking, resilient, but we have a good time. When you live in Chicago, you proudly call this home. Your bank should too. We're Wintrust, built here, for here. And we've taken our place as Chicago's bank because no other bank can say the same.
Jeff Reed leading it off. Takes ball too high. Ken Gus and his 11-year-old son from Munster, Indiana, watching the ball game.
Jeff Reed acquired from Montreal last year, hitting the low 220s for the Reds.
Ball 3. 3 balls, no strike.
They wanted Reed because they wanted a left-hand hitting counterpart to Bo Diaz, but now they've lost Bo for the year. It's doubtful if they will re-sign him next year.
3-0 pitch. Strike call. Boots Peltenberger and his family from Columbia, Louisiana, here to see the Cubs. 3-1. There's a line drive base hit. And Jeff Reed singles to right. The boy from Joliet gets a first hit off Maddox.
Ron Oster made a remarkable recovery since the accident in 1987. It wasn't really an accident. Mookie Wilson plowed into him at second base, tore up his knee, had to have reconstructive surgery. Came back briefly last year and hit 280, reclaimed his job at second base, and they thought so highly of Oster's recovery. They let Jeff Treadway go to Atlanta.
Throw over to first, runner back. Lisa Dow from Batavia, Illinois, celebrating her birthday here.
Oster, another in a long line of Cincinnati-born players to play for the Reds.
There's a hit to left field. And it's runners on at first and second. Boy, oh boy. Mannix retired. The first 6 men, the better hitters for the Reds. Now he gets down to the last third of the lineup, the weaker hitters, and the first 2 have hit safely. And Mailer's a good hitting pitcher, but he'll probably be sacrificing.
Mailer's only sacrificed twice this year, and that shows you that they allow him to hit quite a bit, so you can't take anything for granted. However, the Cubs are in at the corners with Law and Grace. And Maddox has got to know what Law is going to do. That will be depending on where he should charge, either to the third base line or straight ahead.
Good run, but they let her roll foul. It looked like it was going to hug the line for a moment, but then it went into foul territory. Tom Butler and his family are here from one of my favorite towns, Tuba City, Arizona. If you spell tuba backwards, you'd get a butt.
Sounds as good as Tuba City.
A butt city. There's Mailer again. He might fake it. He bunts foul. And now he's ahead of him 0-2.
Now Maddox needs a strikeout. And with that in mind, Damon Berryhill out to talk with Maddox. The Reds have been playing better baseball of late. They've won 8 of their last 12. Even with this makeshift lineup, the key for them was getting Eric Davis back and healthy again. And how Davis goes, so go the Reds. He's hit home runs in 6 of his last 10. The Reds playing better baseball. And Maddox in a hole here.
0-2 the count. Oh, did it hit him? Yeah! With two strikes and no ball. Maddox hits Mailer with a pitch ball. And the bases are loaded. Oh, man, oh, man.
That's not the time for a high tight fastball 0-2 because you don't want to push him back at all. All you want to do is let him lay the bunt down and maybe he'll foul it off. Gets him right there in the pitching bicep. The right arm, Mailer goes to first, and now Maddox in real trouble.
I should say he is. Bases loaded. Nobody out.
And he's got Jeff Richardson up, who's hitting just 147 this year without a lot of power. In fact, he doesn't have much power at all. And he just has average speed. In AAA, he only stole 3 bases. So he's in one of the tough situations.
Right-hand batter. The infield playing back. Good fastball, a strike call. Richardson's only been in 20 games. Batted 34 times.
He was called up when Larkin went down right after the All-Star break.
Good hit. Bouncing ball will score a run. He's out at first base. The game is tied. The other runners advance to second and third. And Grace was very fortunate. He reached that ball on his high leap and almost got over his head.
First Major League RBI for Richardson. A high hopping ball, and Grace makes a good play on it. Then he has to lead Maddox, who's charging to the bag. Good footwork for Greg, and he turns around to look at third.
Boy, this is an inning a pitcher can't blame anybody but himself. Here's Quinones now. Switch hitter. Fast strike ball. Quinones rolled out his first time. He's hit 8 homers, although he's only hitting .220. Side.
Quinones said before the game that he was very happy to be recalled by the Reds and getting another opportunity at the major leagues. He was a pretty decent player as a member of the Cubs. And once you get sent down, you never really know if you're going to be called back again. But with all the injuries, he's getting a shot at the major league level, trying to make the most of it, and showing some surprising power.
7 of his home runs, though, have been hit batting right-handed. 1 of them has been hit left-handed. He's hitting left-handed now, of course, against Maddox.
Cubs probably have changed the signs, and that's why Sean Dunston came in when Berryhill went to the mound.
1 ball, 1 strike. What a cut he missed.
Maddox could use a strikeout here, and another hard slider probably will get Quinones, especially if it's out of the strike zone. But it's a gamble with a man at third. You have to have a lot of confidence in your catcher that he can stop the ball in the dirt.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Whoa, a wild pitch. And the ball goes into the stand. Another run is in, and the Reds lead 2-1.
Wild pitch number 5 for Maddox. He went to the breaking ball in the dirt, but it short-hopped Berryhill. Tough play for a catcher. Berryhill got his body in front of it. It went off the chest protector, and the Reds go on top.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Still only 1 out. So now the infield comes in for the play at the plate. Again, it's in the dirt. Boy, a great save by Berryhill. What in the world? Who's the real Maddox? The guy who breezed through the first 2 innings, or the guy who's pitching the third? He started off with a 7th place hitter, Jeff Reed, who's single. The 8th place hitter, Ron Oster, single. The pitcher trying to bunt had a count of 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. He hit him with a pitch. An infield out scored 1 run. A wild pitch scored the other. Another one into the dirt. And Quinones has drawn a base on. Here comes Dick Cole. I wonder why somebody hadn't come out before.
Maddox had Quinones exactly where he wanted him, and then couldn't get the breaking ball over the plate. And with a dangerous hitter and Eric Davis up, Dick Cole going out to settle down Greg Maddox, who's seen things slip away here in the 3rd inning.
Because now he really has a dangerous hitter up there. Eric Davis, who's walloped 25 homers.
Surprisingly, Davis has grounded into 11 double plays this year. He's lightning fast, but bear in mind he's had a lot of ankle and hamstring problems. He hits the ball very hard, so if he does hit the ball on the ground, odds are the Cubs will be able to turn a pair. Something you can't usually say if Eric Davis is healthy.
Runners first and third with 1 away. Eric Davis swings and he misses the first pitch.
Maddox going back to the hard stuff on Davis, trying to thread that needle high and tight. Davis cannot catch up to it, but he consistently swings at it up there. Don't get it down, though. It's his power zone.
Foul back. And he's in the hole now, 0-2. Toronto leading Boston Red Sox 2-0 in the 2nd.
Davis has fanned 75 times this year, and 1 high tight fastball just out of the strike zone will get him.
Fastball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-1 in favor of the Reds. Hey, struck him out. He threw the fastball right by him. That's 2 gone. Here's Ken Griffey, a dangerous left-hand hitter.
If you've got enough smoke, you can go up there and get him, and that's exactly what Maddox did. He just overpowers Davis. You can see Eric with his hands held down. He can't catch up to the high pitch, and yet he can't convince himself to lay off it. So a big pitch in a big spot.
Here's Griffey now. Runners first and third. 2-1 Reds. Curve is in the first strike call. Reed and Oster have scored. Mailer's a runner at third. Quinones at first. tried to check his swing. And he's out in front of them 0-2. Boy, Maddox seems to have such great stuff. It's hard to look up there and realize he's trailing. He's fanned Eric Davis twice tonight. Just missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Griffey was released by the Atlanta Braves. He came back to the place he starred, Cincinnati. Had some fun with Mitch Williams before the game, describing one of his at-bats. And he fouled off right off his face against Williams.
A little bit inside ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 in, 2 out. Deuces are wild. There's Pete Rose, the leaguered manager of the Reds. 2-2 pitch. Way outside. Ball 3. And now Quinones will be going with the pitch. Griffey stands close to the plate. Just 2 hits and a lot of wild pitches, it seemed like. Going to be joining Steve in a moment. Harry Carey from Cincinnati.
Head back to Harry Carey's heyday.
Holy cow!
Beginning Monday, Marquee Sports Network will feature all games from the 80s.
First official night game.
Cubs are the champion! The Cubs are the champion! The Cubs win!
Cubs Classics 80s Week, starting Monday at 7 on Marquee Sports Network. Proudly presented by Prevagen.
There's never been a better time to have a favorite food. With new Grubhub Plus, you get unlimited free delivery and cashback rewards for ordering noodles. And noodles. And noodles. And noodles. Grubhub Plus, free delivery, cashback, and noodles.
Deals bigger than Black Friday going on now at Overstock with over 1 million deals. Every category on sale, including furniture, rugs, decor, and so much more. And now, free shipping on everything. Overstock, where quality costs less.
Sport has the power to unite. It has the power to build communities. It has the power to break down barriers and allow people to feel as though they're on equal footing with one another. We at Cubs Charities have the ability to do some critical work right now, utilizing the power that sports has in building community, in inspiring hope, and uniting a city.
Get to know where to place your next bet on Follow the Money on Marquee Sports Network. Vegas veterans Mitch Ross and Paulie Howard host this hour-long show, share their knowledge of sports and gambling.
The Cubs always take money, so it doesn't matter. Everyone would come to town and bet the Cubs win the World Series, no matter who was on the team.
Get the most up-to-date information in live odds, predictions, and betting trends from the sports gambling capital of the world. Follow the Money, live weekday mornings at 6 on Marquee Sports Network.
On to the 4th inning from Riverfront Stadium with Steve Stone and our producer-director Artie Harris. Dwayne Stantz with you. It's a 2-1 ball game. Reds out in front, and all of a sudden, in that 3rd inning, Steve, Maddox was very erratic.
Damon Berryhill made a fine play getting Maddox out of that 3rd inning.
This is Mark Grace leading off, and the pitch is down, ball 1. Maddox seemed to be throwing the ball very well the first 2 frames. And the pitch is down.
It's surprising to me that a man can lose his control as quickly as Greg Maddux lost it, but he didn't have any semblance of the strike zone. However, he did make great pitches to Eric Davis.
And now Grace takes ball 3 inside. So Mailer goes to the mound and promptly falls way behind in the count to Grace. He throws a strike, and now it's 3-1.
And this man walks somebody. It is news because he's got pinpoint control.
Ground ball, big chop through the middle, and a base hit into center. That's the 4th hit for the Cubs. Leadoff single by Grace. Let's take a look at the play to end the inning on ball 4 to Griffey.
Kind of surprising that Rick Mailer, without great speed, would try to score. He comes lumbering down the line and then slides well short of home. In fact, he never gets close to the plate, so Maddox has an easy play at the plate, and they cut him down.
Was that slow motion or regular speed? It was close to the same either way. Here's Andre Dawson. Andre hit the ball hard his first time. There goes Grace, and Andre with a big cut fouled it right back into the screen.
A couple things came into play here. First of all, Andre Dawson has grounded into 11 double plays this year, and even though he's not hitting the ball well, Mailer is not a strikeout pitcher. So Don Zimmer decided to gamble. You very rarely will see a hit and run with Andre Dawson up, especially because he doesn't try to go to right field all that often. But Zim thought maybe he could get Dawson concentrating on some contact, and he fouled it back.
Dawson's had a great deal of success against Mailer in the past. He lifts a high pop-up on the infield. Oster waiting for this one, makes the catch. 1 on, 1 out here in the Cub 4th. Mailer over to first, and Grace is back in. Cubs in the straight steal, 7 out of 9 against Cincinnati this year. They did a lot more running early this year. Liner into center. That's Eric Davis set up for this one. 2 outs. Actually, early in the year, the Cubs took a lot of clubs by surprise by being so aggressive, and Grace is one of the guys who did that.
They haven't been quite as aggressive lately. The illustration is the fact that Mark Grace is stuck on 11 stolen bases, and he's been there for some time. But early in the season, the Cubs weren't hitting the long ball. Dunston wasn't hitting at all, and so they decided to use a lot more speed at the top of the order especially. Now the long ball has returned, and Zimmer has quieted down the running.
Vance Law takes it high for a ball. Law singled into right field his first time. I think just the fact that Grace, who does not have great speed by any stretch, there's a toss to first, and he's back in safely. Just the fact that he has 11 stolen bases gives you an idea just how aggressive the Cubs were in the early stages of this season. 1-1 the count on Law.
Mailer has always been a guy that didn't win a lot of games for you, but always stayed out on the mound, always took the ball, through a lot of innings, and that's something that every team needs, a starter who's dependable, who will go to the mound.
And Steve, when the Cubs added him to their rotation, they thought he was just the guy, or when the Reds added him to their rotation, they thought he was just the guy they needed. There's a foul ball out of play to go with Danny Jackson, who had such a great year last year, to go with Jose Rio and Tom Browning. They thought he might be the ingredient that would win the West for them.
They certainly anticipated being right there in the race. But how did they know that Danny Jackson, who had such a great year last year, would come back after 23 wins and hurt himself and not throw the ball well from the beginning of the year on? Jose Rio, who got off to a great start, is also hurt. He's got a back problem. Probably the injury to Danny Jackson a lot more serious. He will not return this year, but they expect to get Rio back somewhere in the next couple of weeks.
1-2 the count. That evens the count. Grace at first with 2 outs. It's a 2-1 ball game.
A lot of Mailer's problems in Atlanta started when Bob Gibson took over as a pitching coach along with Johnny Sain. Gibson did not like the way Mailer nibbled at the corners. He wanted him to be aggressive, and they sent him down to the minor leagues.
Law back into center. Davis will play this one on 1 hop. And the Cubs have men at first and third. Law with with his second hit. Dropped it in front of Eric Davis.
And the fans here are a little restless. They wanted Davis to come and get that ball, but Davis has seen artificial surfaces quite a bit. And he realizes if you do come get the ball and it bounces over your head, it's a run. So he rounds off his charge and makes sure the run doesn't score. You can't be near as aggressive on the artificial surface as you can on natural grass, because you can smother the ball and block it on the natural stuff. Here, it takes that hop over your head or skips by you and goes to the wall.
Here's Dunston. Sean out on a chopper thrown out by Quinones. He got the ball by the mound by Mailer. Quinones got him on a close play at first in the second. And he went after it. That's a strike. Dunston opened the night at 274. You could see signs in the week to 2 weeks right before the All-Star game that Sean might be starting to put things together, and boy has he. Since the 1st of July, he's been outstanding. A one-hopper, Oster at second, throw to first, close, and out. And Dunston has hurt his ankle. Dunston jammed the ankle, I think, on the bag. He's out 4-3, and that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Bottom of the 4th coming, 2-1 Cincinnati.
And Doug.
Give me your hand! I can save you! Lots of money with Liberty Mutual. We customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You might take something for your heart, your joints, or your digestion. So why wouldn't you take something for the most important part of you, your brain? With an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish, Prevagen has been shown in clinical trials to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Help is what we've always given. So thank you to our helpers at BMO and beyond. Thank you to the healers, the fighters, the all-nighters, the cleaners, the movers, the 18-wheelers. Thank you to the farmers, the grocers, the above and beyonders. Thank you to all the frontliners for keeping our lives moving when the world needs to stop.
I'd kind of given up hope. I wasn't going to spend $12,000 on hair plugs. But I tried this, and it was great, and I've never looked back.
I brush my teeth in the morning. I had braces when I was a child. We take care of other parts of our body. You can take care of your hairline. It's okay.
I mean, I'm just grateful that the products work so well, that they're so convenient, and that I don't have to stress out about losing my hair anymore.
Don't wait until you lose more hair. Go to forhims.com right now.
Rolando Rooms opens the bottom of the 4th inning. Reds are leading this one 2-1. Rooms, Benzinger, and then Reed. Rolando takes it low, ball 1. An update from the San Francisco-Montreal ball game. Top of the 5th, no score. Dave Dravecky against Bryn Smith. The Padres have taken a 1-0 lead on the Mets in the bottom of the 3rd at Shea.
I talked with Sean Dunston about that big jump he takes trying to beat out a ground ball, and I said, you get to first faster if you run through the bag. He said, I know it. I just can't help myself. It's just a reflex action.
Cut and a miss by Rolando Rooms, so the count is a ball and 2 strikes. And I guess so many times in the final analysis, Steve, it's what you've been used to doing that takes over in a situation. A foul ball, so the count is still 1-2. They call it body memory, and that's why repetition in practice and workout is so important.
And Dunston hurt his ankle, slamming it down on the bag. Many times you can jam your heel or come up with an ankle problem by taking that long hop at the end. A lot of base runners do it. A lot of good base runners do it, but it's not advised.
Foul ball. He went through the same thing, trying to break himself of always nearly sliding head first on an attempted steal at second base. He was going in head first all the time, and in fact did hurt himself with that severe hand injury. And Rooms is out on strikes. Another breaking ball gets him. Rooms out for the second straight time on strikes.
There's no reason to ever go at Rooms with a fastball when you're ahead 2 strikes, because he's going to expand that strike zone. An anxious rookie, a man who doesn't make a lot of contact against a right-handed breaking ball, and Maddox gambled with a fastball that was fouled off. Then he went to the hard slider, and he got him out easily.
Here's Todd Benziger. Stroking one foul, strike one. As a matter of fact, regarding Dunston, I recall when Dave Lopes was with this club and Sean was just coming up, Lopes talked with him a lot about an alternative method of sliding on an attempted steal, and he thought because he played shortstop and was such an integral part of the team, there's a strike to Benziger, 2 strikes, that it was ill-advised to go head first, because even if all he did was jam a finger playing shortstop, he handled the ball so much it was going to hinder his play and his effectiveness with the ball club. Benziger takes one just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And of course, Sean came up with that bad slide at second base, wound up with hand surgery and was lost to the club. Now he's back 100%.
Benziger with a tap foul in front of Lee May. Well, it's been a down year for the Reds and a frustrating year all the way around for Pete Rose. You know, his troubles have been well chronicled, and he can't leave them when he goes to the ballpark because he's had a major problem here with the Reds with injuries and a team that has underachieved. The pitch is 2-2 now.
During the time that the restraining order was put into play where the Reds couldn't make a move with Pete Rose, his team lost 30 of 40 games. So it might have saved his job in the long run.
Benziger lifts a fly ball, not too deep to left for Dwight Smith. 2 gone. Well, the Reds, after finishing second 4 years in a row, thought this might be the year. And they're still talking it up as if they could be a part of the Western Division race, but 10.5 out, running 4th in the division. Boy, you talk about a miracle finish. That's what it would take.
Do you know why they haven't won?
Here's Jeff Reed fouling one away.
Because of the Pedro Bourbon curse that he put on this organization for 10 years when Dick Wagner released him. Pedro Bourbon said at that time that he didn't think it was fair. He was going to curse the team and has now offered, for some bucks, of course, to lift the curse if Marge Schott will call him back.
The pitch is high. He doesn't have a goat or anything, does he?
No, a little like the goat curse, but that's gone on a lot longer than Pedro's curse. He just put a 10-year statute of limitations on it.
This one is kind of like Lisa curse.
Marge is not going to give out the bucks, I don't think, to get the curse lifted. Although the 10 years is running out, I think this is the last year of it.
2-1 the count. Ground ball right back to Maddox. And that takes care of the Reds. 1, 2, 3 at the end of 4, 2-1 Cincinnati. We're moving into the 5th. 2-1 Cincinnati leading the Cubs. And the Cub pitcher Greg Maddux opens it against Rick Mailer. Maddox grounded to first. His only other at bat takes a big rip and misses strike 1.
Maddox did what he tries to do on all surfaces, but it's especially handy on this surface, is chop down on the ball and try to beat it out.
1-1 the count. Mailer has not won a game in a month. His last victory came on the 15th of July here at Riverfront against Montreal. He beat the Expos 5-3. That's a foul ball, says Joe West. Sharply hit ball. Initially hit fair, but passed the bag just outside in foul territory.
Joe West got turned around, and he was able to make the call. A high fastball out over the plate, and Maddox came an eyelash from at least a 2-base hit.
Greg with 13 hits total on the year, batting .220. A tap to third. This is Quinones. To Benziger, 1 gone. Top of the batting order coming up, Jerome Walton, working on that 24-game hitting streak. 0 for 2 tonight. Out pitcher first and second to first. Among the league leaders in hitting.
One thing he hasn't done a lot of during this streak is bunt the ball. With that in mind, Quinones in close at third.
There's a bunt, chopped to Quinones. He'll make the play. Quinones close. Made the throw from just off the third base side of the mound.
Jerome wanted to get this bunt down. Instead, it pops right up in the air. He's got no chance to beat this out because Quinones, right in on his doorstep, makes the play easily.
2 outs for Ryne Sandberg. Ryne is grounded out and struck out. Mailer set him up in the third. Got ahead of him on the count. On a pitch down and in, and then threw the fastball by him up and in. Strike away from him. Cubs have won 8 out of their last 11. The Reds have won 8 of their last 12. 2 strikes the count on the foul ball.
In the column of "It's nice to see nice guys do well," Dale Murphy is starting to come alive in Atlanta. 8 of his last 9 hits have been home runs. In his last 18 games, he has 23 RBIs and 11 home runs. So Murphy, who was struggling through one of his worst times during the course of his career, has suddenly started to hit the ball, and he is a fine gentleman.
Foul ball. Reed could not hang on for the strikeout.
He thought he had that. He started to walk away before realizing that the ball had left his glove. And there's Tom Browning of Perfect Game fame. In fact, Marge said, "Is Browning going to pitch another no-hitter tonight?" I said, "Marge, it's going to be Mailer. Browning will have to wait his turn. He pitched Sunday."
1 ball, 2 strikes. That's juggling the rotation a little bit, isn't it?
I don't blame her. I'd want Browning out there as often as I could. But not in this series. The Cubs will face 3 right-handers, Leary and Robinson, the next 2 days.
2-2. Cubs 30-10 against left-handed starters. The opposition starts a southpaw against them. The road record for the Cubs, exactly the same as the home record. 34-25. 68-50 overall. Now the count goes all the way to 3-2. Ryne Sandberg.
Not wanting to walk him. Odds are he's going to get a fastball. Let's see if Mailer throws it.
And he walks him. First walk given up by Mailer, who's averaging just under 2 walks for every 9 innings of work. So a 2-out pass brings up Dwight Smith, who put the Cubs out in front with a home run in the first on the very first pitch. He's hit very well against Cincinnati pitching. Coming into the game, 5 of 9.
Toronto's stolen 11 bases this year and caught 4 times.
And the pitch is low to Smith.
In fact, if you're a Cub, you either have 16 stolen bases or 11. They've got 2 men with 16, Walton and Dunston. 3 men with 11.
Sandberg back in there. A 2-out walk. Smith started to go, and that pitch is a strike. It's now 1-1.
3 top candidates for Rookie of the Year in the ball game opposing one another today. Walton and Smith for the Cubs and Rolando Rooms for the Reds.
Toss to first. Back in goes Sandberg. Ball 2. 2-1. Rick Mailer, 36 years old.
Mailer and Browning atop the leaderboard in starts this year, and this is a 28th start for Mailer. Browning has already started 28.
Ground ball right side for Oster, who's flipped the Benzingers in time, and the Cubs are out of the 5th. No runs, a walk, 1 left. Ron Oster leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Cincinnati Reds. That foul ball runs the count to 2 strikes.
Tony Perez made a suggestion to Ron Oster. He told him to bring his hands down. And a lot like Ricky Jordan of Philadelphia, Oster had his hands too high. Since he's lowered those hands, he's been a pretty good hitter for the Reds.
The pitch is a ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's a little over 2 years removed now from that devastating knee injury when Mookie Wilson slid into him at second base. It's been a long road back, but he's making the plays at second for the Reds. Dunston will throw him out. 1 gone.
Watching his movements tonight, he looks all the way back from the knee problem. They had to reconstruct that knee, and it was career-threatening at the time. Oster was back and playing in 8 months, which is a miracle recovery. He went down to the minor leagues, did a pretty good job, and they committed themselves to Ron Oster at second base.
Rick Mailer takes the pitch inside. It's going to be very interesting to see what the Reds do when they get all of their injured players back. This one a foul ball. Of course, Larkin, Barry Larkin, the big one, he just hit today for the first time. He has the bad elbow, as you know, on the disabled list. This one down and away. There was some talk about him maybe playing a little bit at first base when he comes back, and most recently the discussion is left field. Fly ball, right field. Dawson will have to go back. Has room on the track and makes the catch. So Mailer gave it a ride the other way down that right field line, and Dawson had to go get it and did.
Mailer's always been a pretty good hitter. Came into this game hitting 193 and stayed there after taking one off the bicep and a pitch from Greg Maddux last time up. And he shows the Cubs that he's got some life in the bat.
2 gone, and here is Jeff Richardson. Richardson, nothing out of 1 with a run batted in. He strokes it into right. That's going to be in for a base hit. Dawson cuts it off, and Richardson stops with a single. Richardson in there in the place of Mariano Duncan, who left with a strained left hamstring. They're starting this ball game at shortstop. The interesting part about all that, if Larkin comes back, they're talking about maybe playing him in left field for a while. They're also talking about maybe when Larkin comes all the way back to play shortstop, shifting Mariano Duncan over to second base, letting him play there. Here's Quinones, who's at third base with Chris Sabo on the disabled list, taking ball 1.
Right now they're going with a platoon system in left field with Ken Griffey and Joel Youngblood. 2 guys that they got originally to hit off the bench. So that position will be easy to fill. The other question marks become a little more difficult for them, especially with Mariano Duncan.
It's a foul ball. The count is 1-1.
Red's very happy with the trade. They sent Cal Daniels to Los Angeles. Duncan and Tim Leary coming here. At the time, the Reds, still in the middle of the race, needed another pitcher desperately. And the Dodgers, for their part, seeing everything fall apart for them this year, decided that Daniels, with a lifetime batting average over 300, would fit nicely. Because Kurt Gibson was a question mark. Gibson went down for the year. At least the Reds, half of that trade, very happy they made it.
There's a strike call. Daniels wound up on the disabled list with the Dodgers. And we'll see Tim Leary here tomorrow pitch against the Cubs. It'll be Bilecki and Leary. So the Reds have been very pleased with that deal. Breaking ball, and Quinones lifts it to left. This is Smith who makes the grab. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Through 5, 2-1 Cincinnati.
Tell us we can't, and we'll prove you wrong. Knock us down, and we'll get right back up. Call us risk takers, misfits, bad boys. But we know what we want, and it feels like American muscle. looks like advanced engineering, and smells like fresh, cut grass. Bad boy. Mow with an attitude.
Unexpectedly, she had to do open heart surgery. It was definitely a tense time. It was good to just come here and feel a little normal and to get a nice hot meal and like a nice warm bed.
Helps you bring strength to your family.
No matter what's ahead, I know that Ronald McDonald House will be there for us. They're like family, so they'll take care of us.
There has never been a better time to have a favorite food. With new Grubhub Plus, you get unlimited free delivery and cashback rewards for ordering noodles. And noodles. And noodles. And noodles. Grubhub Plus, free delivery, cashback, and noodles.
Why does round pizza come in a square box?
Constant Contact makes it so easy to send emails. You'll have time to let your mind wander. Try email and our new website builder free.
Sixth inning from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Cubs and the Reds opening a 3-game series. This is Dwayne Statz with Steve Stone and Artie Harris tonight. It's a 2-1 ball game. Cubs with a run of the first on a home run by Dwight Smith, and the Reds came back with 2 in the third. First run scored on a ground ball by Jeff Richardson, and the other one scored on a wild pitch. So on to the sixth, and here's Mark Grace. The pitch to him is down, ball 1.
It's a strange inning for Greg Maddux. The third inning when the Reds scored their 2 runs. His control just fell apart.
Ball 2, 2-0.
No, you hit the pitcher in a bunt situation with an 0-2 count, then throw a wild pitch and almost a second wild pitch. Only a fine play by Damon Berryhill cut down Mailer at the plate.
This one down, and all of that after having thrown the ball extremely well for the first 2 innings of this game. Against Mailer. 3-1. Cubs play 3 here and then move into Houston. Back home next week. Full count.
In a fastball situation, Mailer just took a little off his fastball there, and he had Mark Grace out in front of it. So that's a crafty veteran pitch and a good one from Mailer.
And he walks Grace. Second walk in the last 2 innings. 2 in the ball game. This one to lead off the Cubs' 6th. Bringing up Andre Dawson.
Leadoff walks generally come back to haunt you, and the Cubs are hoping more of the same here tonight. Now, last time in the same situation, they hit and run with Andre Dawson, and he fouled it back. Let's see if Zim, back in his hometown once again, tries to get a little movement.
Dawson 0 for 2. Popped out his last time, hit the ball hard his first time up, and Oster, who was shading him toward the middle, made the play. There's a shot back into right field. Rooms will make the catch. Grace tags, but only to draw the throw. And Dawson is the first out. 0 for 3 tonight for Andre. Rolando Rooms with the catch out there. So it brings up Damon Berryhill with a man at first and 1 out.
You certainly wouldn't think that Andre Dawson was capable of going 5 for 62, but that's exactly the type of slump that he finds himself.
Grace back in at first. The Cubs have stranded 5 through the first 5 innings. The only run came on the home run. Berryhill takes a strike on the inside corner.
Berryhill has hit the ball hard twice, and left-handers have a better shot against Mailer. He doesn't have a hard slider, and that's a pitch to neutralize a left-hand hitter. So he relies on a lot of fastballs and an occasional slow curve. But left-handers see him pretty well.
The count is 1-1. Reds were happy to get Mailer, and Mailer thought he would come over here, as we mentioned earlier in the evening. Maybe be the final piece to a division-winning club. The count is now 2-1. Mailer, throughout his career, interestingly enough, had put together a pretty good career against the Reds. 12-4 lifetime against Cincinnati.
Keep your eye on the hit and run in this situation. You certainly want to stay out of double play possibilities.
Comes down by a run. Mailer can be quick with a move to first, but he takes a little time getting rid of the ball. And Berrio takes one close, but it's a ball, and the count is 3-1. Top of the sixth, the man on, a man out. That's Grace at first. He walked.
It's like Scott Scudder up in the bullpen for the Reds. So Mailer,
Grace back in.
Mailer, who's completed 5 games this year, for whatever reason, Pete Rose making sure that he's got somebody loose.
Giants leading the Expos 1-0 in the top of the sixth at Olympic Stadium. Runner goes, and the pitch is fouled back. And from New York, the Padres trying to remain a part of the Western Division race, leading New York 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth at Shea.
The thing the Cubs have going for them is both the Mets and Montreal have to make another trip to the West Coast. That's why it's important for the Cubs, who are playing what people think are the 3 lesser of the Western Division teams, make up a little ground.
There goes Grace on the 3-2, and it's hammered into left center field. Davis on the run. Oh, what a catch by Eric Davis. And Grace will have to retrace his steps. He'll make it. What a grab in left center field by Eric Davis on a shot off the bat of Damon Berryhill. That ball was slicing a little bit away from Eric Davis, and he got to the ball and made the catch. Here it is.
This is why Eric Davis is rated as one of the great center fielders to come along since Willie Mays. He ran this ball down, taking a run away from the Cubs, and Mark Grace making sure that he touched second base on his way back to first, able to get back. And that's highway robbery as far as Damon Berryhill is concerned.
It cost the Cubs a run and a tie ball game. What that did, a heck of a play by Eric Davis in left center field. So instead of having a tie ball game and the go-ahead run in scoring position, the Cubs still trail by 1. The man at first with 2 outs, and here's Vance Law. Taking it down and in for a ball. The pitchers in New York, by the way, Ed Whitson on the mound for San Diego, and Sid Fernandez for the Mets. It's Krivecki and Bryn Smith up at Montreal as the Giants and the Expos play. And a popper. Oster headed out for this one. He's got it, and the Cubs are finished in the sixth. A walk and a man left. Bottom of the sixth coming. 2-1 Cincinnati. A foul ball into and out of the booth here to open the bottom of the sixth inning. Strike 1 to Eric Davis.
We didn't want any part of that one.
This one low and outside. I gladly defer to your experience.
Well, no lights in the booth. See, they got to turn on the lights.
1-1 the count. Foul ball straight back. So the count's 1-2. Well, Eric Davis has struck out twice tonight, but that catch he made in the top half of this inning has had a major impact on this game. And he's out on strikes for the 3rd straight time. The first out in the 6th inning.
Davis just can't catch up with the fastball from Maddox.
Maddox has 5 strikeouts. 3 of them Eric Davis. Here's Ken Griffey. Griffey walked in the 3rd inning on that ball that was thrown into the dirt and got away from Berryhill, but he recovered in time to get Mailer trying to score. That ended the inning. It was a strike this time.
And if someone said at the beginning of the year in August that Griffey would be playing almost every day and hitting 280, you'd certainly think it would be his son.
He lines up base hit into right. Johnson with a pickup. So the Reds have 4 hits. The first one on the night for Griffey, who now is hit safely in 15 of his last 18 games, hitting over 340 during that stretch.
It's a remarkable story because he's a man that was cast adrift by a last-place ball club in Atlanta, but has found a home here in Cincinnati and has certainly come in handy with all the injuries this year.
Orlando Rooms, the hitter. Takes one off the plate, low and outside, ball 1. Rooms will be going to the instructional league this fall, and they're going to work on nothing but breaking balls.
Tony Perez said that he's hitting the bad breaking ball now, which is an improvement because he couldn't hit any breaking balls at all before. Now if you hang one, he will hit it hard. You make a good pitch, you got it.
The count is 1-1.
One thing you don't want to do against Orlando Rooms is fall behind, where he can guess fastball in a fastball situation. So if you stay on top of him, you can wipe him out easily, and he will join Eric Davis in the 3 strikeout club.
A strike to count. Down and in. 2-1. Orlando and his wife Sandra expecting a new arrival in a couple months. The count. Griffey, the runner at first, back in.
Griffey's stolen 3 bases this year, been caught twice. The Reds have not been a real good running team. They've been thrown out 61 times.
This one's foul. Outside of third. That squares the count at 2-2.
And now you'd have to guess breaking ball. See if Maddox can get one over the plate. If he can, he'll get it.
This game has been 2-1 since the third. And Rooms is out on strikes for the 3rd straight time. So Maddox with 6 strikeouts. Eric Davis and Rolando Rooms. The sum total of the strikeout department for Maddox tonight. Here's Todd Benzinger. Here's a fellow the Reds have been disappointed in this year. They expected bigger things from him. He's 0 for 2 tonight, hitting .239.
What they've gotten is health. He's been the only man healthy on the club, and there's something to be said for that.
He takes it inside for a ball. They got him from the Red Sox. He had 13 home runs last year for Boston. He was part of the Rob Murphy-Nick Asaski trade.
It's turned out to be a great trade for the Red Sox. Asaski tearing it up in the American League.
1 ball, 1 strike.
There's a guy, Dwayne, I always thought was miscast. You know, they tried him everywhere. They put him in left field. They put him at third base. Finally putting him at first base, but they never left him in any one spot and just left him alone in the batting order. He's a man with tremendous power. Finally coming of age with the Boston Red Sox.
Benzinger lifts a fly ball into left and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We're at the end of 6, 2-1 Cincinnati.
Home is more important than ever. At Overstock, we're committed to delivering on all your home needs. Starting now, everything ships for free. Big or small, Overstock, where quality costs less and everything ships free.
Advocate Aurora Health is here to help you stay safe and healthy 24/7. If you have questions about COVID-19, visit our online resource guide to get the latest information and use the COVID-19 symptom checker. You can also download the LiveWell app for more tools or call our hotline at 866-4HEALTH. At Home helps stop the spread by avoiding unnecessary contact with others and washing hands often. We're in this together.
though human ingenuity will continue to make various inventions. With the help of new machines built to do the same. Of this, I am certain. No invention will ever be devised that is more beautiful, more simple, and more purposeful than those that nature designs. Proud server of the most advanced machine on Earth.
Hey guy. Hi there. Welcome to HIMS.
Should have done it years ago, and I feel like the young stud that I always imagined I was.
Outstanding product. Works above and beyond our expectations.
This has been a life changer, even in just a few weeks.
Featured in GQ, Playboy, and Men's Health. Find out what all the buzz is about.
Go to forhims.com/ed and get started with a free online visit while supplies last.
Domino's has contactless delivery, so you can safely get pizza even while you stay indoors.
Just take those old records off the shelf.
Choose contactless delivery next time you get 2 or more medium 2-topping pizzas for $5.99 each from Domino's.
Harry Carey with Steve Stone and Dwayne Stats at Riverfront Stadium as we go into the top of the 7th. Here's Sean Dunston. Curve is outside. Cubs are trailing 2-1. Dunston 0 for 2. Now the pitch, here it is. Swung and he missed. And that evens the count of the ball and a strike. Time running out. We're in the 7th. Cubs trailing 2-1. A high pop foul out of play. An alarming story out of Montreal, where the Giants are playing Dave Dravecky. Here's the pitch. A little pop foul out of play. In making a wild pitch, collapsed after making it. And the stretcher had to carry him off the field. We're waiting for further detail. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a drive, left center, base hit. And look at Eric Davis get that ball back in there. He knows the tendency of Sean Dunston to go for that extra base. And Eric Davis got the ball back in a hurry.
Speed will help you, not only robbing Damon Berryhill, but also holding Sean Dunston on first base. Dunston thinking 2 all the way, has to put on the brakes. And the Shawno-meter has moved here to Cincinnati.
The tying run is at first.
Bullpen up once again for Cincinnati. And Maddox in a bunt situation. Dibble and Charlton.
Fastball is low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Rob Dibble has averaged 12.5 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. And that's the tops in all of baseball.
There he is. Gabby Street used to say about a guy that big. Too big to be a man and not big enough to be a horse. There's a bunt, but it's foul. Got that one up in the air. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Maddox has to make sure that he takes a lot off the bunt. You have to kill it in your hand by coming back a little bit with the bat. Loosen the grip, especially on the top hand, or the right hand in this case. Just almost try to catch the ball with a bat. Because on artificial surface, the ball will get to the fielder in a hurry.
There's a throw to first, and Dunston is back. Runner at first. Nobody out. Reds leading 2-1. Quick throw over there. One ball, 1 strike. sacrifice. Maddox sacrifices Dunston to scoring position. 1 out. Walton and Sandberg will have a shot at the tying run.
Good bunt by Maddox, and with the speed of Dunston, there's no chance for Benzinger to do anything but just tag Maddox.
And so a dramatic setting again for Jerome Walton. He's 0 for 3 so far tonight. He has hit safely in 24 straight games prior to tonight's ball game.
He wants to get the base hit right here because if Dibble comes into this game, he is just death on right-hand hitters.
Now the pitch. Low and outside. Sandberg would be next. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Cubs about hit them 64, but the Reds lead 2-1. Ball 2. Now there's a possibility, you know, they get a little lax out there that Dunston might try to steal third.
So far, nobody's been trying to push him back at second base, and he's getting an enormous lead.
There goes Oster now. There's the pitch. High, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. And let's see. There's Pete Rose.
Scott Breeden, the pitching coach, standing right next to him.
3 balls, no strikes. Time is called.
I think he might be giving Jerome Walton the go-ahead because you're going to get a fastball here. And occasionally a pitcher will just lay it in thinking it's an automatic take, and that's why Chuck Cottier called timeout and wanted Walton to take a look at it.
3 balls, no strikes. There's a line drive going to be caught. Here's Dunston going to third after the count. He hit the ball hard, but right at rooms in right center. 2 gone, it's up to Sandberg.
Don Zimmer gave him an opportunity, knowing a 3-0 fastball was coming, and Walton hit it hard. Fortunately for the Reds, Mailer kept it low and away, and it winds up right at rooms. And here comes Scott Breeden.
Dwight Smith would be next. They're talking things over. They have a left-hander and a right-hander, Dibble and Charlton. In the Reds bullpen, they want the Dibble to come in. We'll have more following this message. Dibble is 1-6, lost 3. He's saved 2. Has a fine earned run average, 2.26, and he has struck out 103 men in 71 2/3 innings. So his ratio of strikeouts is tremendous. He's also, though, made 3 wild pitches, and I'd settle for one of those right here.
Dibble's a big man out of Bridgeport, Connecticut, 6'4", 240 pounds. Last year he came up to Cincinnati for the final part of the year, appeared in 37 games. Had a 1.82 ERA and averaged 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. This year, 12.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's got a hard slider, among the best in the league. He throws a fastball 95, 96 miles an hour, at times a little harder than that. So Ryan Sandberg has his work cut out for him, with Sean Dunston, the tying run at third base.
Sandberg will be the hitter. The tying run at third.
Dibble has thrown 4 home runs this year, and if you can get the bat moving and catch up with one of those fastballs, it'll go a long way.
The Cubs have hit into some tough luck so far tonight. Barry Hill Had to hit his first strip and hit the ball even harder the next 2 times. Only to have him caught. And Walton lined hard to Rooms here in this inning. Fastball is low.
Despite the fact that Dibble is one of the hardest throwers in the league, he's not primarily used as a stopper. They've got John Franco for that with his 25 saves. Dibble has only saved 2.
1 ball, no strikes. There's a wild pitch, and the game is tied. The game is tied. What was I talking about? If wishing would make it so, I was wishing right.
He throws it away from Jeff Reed, so Dibble comes in and ties up the ball game, and just like that, Mailer cannot win this one. Low and away, here comes Dunston, no chance to get him. And what a turn of events as far as the Cubs are concerned.
Well, what poetic retribution. They got a run on a wild pitch to take the lead. We got a run on a wild pitch to tie it up. 2 balls, no strikes, the pit. Ball 3. 3 balls and nothing. Sandberg is 0 for 2. Ball 4, he walked him on 2 pitches. And here's Dwight Smith, who homered in the first inning. That's the only run the Cubs had until a moment ago. And let's see, I think they're going to flip-flop their batting order.
I'm going to believe they're going to go to Norm Charlton. That means that Don Zimmer will now have a decision. He's got Lloyd McClendon. And they're going to... Benzinger coming in. And let's see if they move Griffey to first base. And Don Zimmer now has some choices to make as Norm Charlton comes into the game.
Norm Charlton, a left-hander, is the new pitcher. He's 1-5, he's lost 1. He has no saves. And Darren Jackson is going to be the pinch hitter for the Cubs, batting for Dwight Smith.
Herman Whittingham has taken over in left field, and he'll hit in the 9th spot. Ken Griffey staying in the game. Todd Benzinger leaves the ball game. So Charlton will be hitting in the number 6th spot, vacated by Todd Benzinger. As Darren Jackson comes on to pinch hit, he'll go in defensively.
And Darren Jackson has hit 1 home run this year, and he hit that earlier this season against the same ball club, the Cincinnati Reds. Here's Charlton over to first. Sandberg, a good base stealer, you know.
Charlton's got a good fastball, 6'3", 195 pounds, out of Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Swung and he missed. A breaking ball. 0-1 the count. Darren's hitting .240 for the year. He's 1 out of 8 as a pinch hitter. 0-1 the count. Herm Whittingham in left field. Ken Griffey at first base. The runner back. Mark Grace is next, but they're 2 out now. The game tied up at 2. Swung and a miss. 0-2 the count. Darren Jackson. Sandberg. Gets a bigger lead at first. The throw over there. Griffey.
They might want to gamble, thinking that Charlton's going to throw one off the plate. Jeff Reed looking over the dugout to see if Pete Rose wants a pitch out here.
0-2 2 the count. And now Jeff Reed wants to talk to Norm Charlton.
Talking to Charlton about being careful that he keeps a close eye on Sandberg. It's a good running situation for Sandberg, even with a left-hander on the mound.
31,690 paid here tonight. 0-2 the count. Struck him out on 3 pitches. And Jackson, batting for Smith, strikes out on 3 pitches. But the Cubs have tied up the ball game with a run here on 1 hit.
Every weekday night, tune into the stadium.
Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred wants to play as many games as possible as soon as possible.
If this 2020 Cubs team wants to get back to where they were at 2016, I think David Ross is going to be the right guy to lead them there.
You're either going to get through this or you're going to grow through this. And I think it's a great chance for coaches, business people, everyone to get better at your personal craft.
Marquee Sports Network will bring you every sim game until real baseball returns.
The Stadium, weeknights at 6:30 on Marquee Sports Network.
As a caricature artist, I appreciate what makes each person unique. That's why I like Liberty Mutual. They get that no two people are alike. And customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Almost done? What do you think?
I don't see it. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Who's most at risk for coronavirus? People over 65, people with underlying medical conditions like heart disease, chronic lung disease, asthma, diabetes, people undergoing cancer treatment, and people with weakened immune systems. What should you do if you or a loved one is at higher risk? Avoid close contact with people. Avoid crowds. Stay home if you can. Wash your hands frequently. Learn more ways to protect yourself and others at coronavirus.gov.
Jeff Reed from Joliet takes the strike to even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th. Reed started their 2-run 3rd with a base hit. There's a ground ball. Grace has it. Flips over to Maddox, covering for the out. 1 away. That'll bring up Ryan Osteen, the second baseman. The Giants leading Montreal 3-2 in the 7th. San Diego leading the Mets 2-1 in the 7th. The Cardinals are playing against Atlanta. No score in the 3rd. Here's the pitch a little bit inside. I think it hit the plate umpire, Bill Hahn.
Nice play by Mark Grace to retire Jeff Reed. He fumbled the ball but stayed with it. Flipped down to Maddox.
Bouncing ball right to Maddox. He's got it. 2 men gone. Oh, I tell you, it's a shame he had that 3rd inning. He has been almost a perfect pitcher.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago National League Ball Club, which has a right of approval of the announcers and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Chicago National League Ball Club is prohibited.
Winningham will be the hitter. He took over in left field. Sharden up is up to bunt. Holly and Ben Carr from Yorktown, Indiana, watching their first Major League Baseball game.
Winningham, a great bunter, and Law better move in a little bit at third base.
A high foul ball out of play into the stand. Looking ahead to the 8th. It'll be Grace, Dawson, and Berryhill against Charlton.
Winningham came over from Montreal along with Jeff Reed and Randy St. Clair. Tracy Jones going to the Expos.
A little bit inside. 2 balls and a strike. Herm Winningham hitting .235. He's had 2 home runs. That evens the count, 2-2. The Giants batting the 7th, leading 3-2 at Montreal. San Diego batting the 7th, leading 2-1 at Chase Stadium. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Line right at Vance Law to retire the side. 1, 2, 3. At the end of 7, it's tied up at 2. Harry Carey and Steve Stone from Cincinnati as we go into the 8th with the game tied up 2-2. 1 ball, 1 strike on Mark Grace. He's 1 out of 2 tonight. There's a strike call over the inside corner. Charlton with good stuff. .26 years old. A little bit low, ball 2.
Montreal originally signed Norm Charlton, and then he was traded over here along with Tim Barker for Wayne Krenchicki back in 1986. So that was a good deal for the Reds as Charlton got very good stuff. 4-5 last year for Cincinnati and started 10 games for them.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball to the shortstop. Big hop, he's got it over the third. Easy out. And here is Andre Dawson. Andre's 0 for 3. 1 out. Oh, what a spot they hit one. Andre's hit the ball fairly hard every time up tonight.
He's hoping that Charlton falls behind and has to come to him with the fastball.
Irv is in there, a strike call. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. We're in the 8th, 2-2 tie. That evens the count, a ball and a strike. Kansas City leading the White Sox 4-2 in the 3rd. There's Zimmer. All his family is here, his grandchildren. Here's the pitch. Bounced and foul. Rebecca got up under his own power and was taken off the field on a stretcher holding his arm. He's been taken to the hospital for tests. He had a dramatic comeback in his last start. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That evens it up. 2-2.
Charlton has given up 5 home runs this year in 65 innings, so it can be done.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 man out. Time again call.
Andre wants to get set in the box, and every time he puts a foot in, Charlton starts his delivery. So Bill Hahn is going to put the arm up and let Andre get set.
2-2 pitch. Fouled it back. Had a good cut, but fouled it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We're in the 8th. The Cubs scored in the 1st when Dwight Smith homered. They scored again in the 7th when Dunston scored on a wild pitch. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. He walked him, ball 4. The go-ahead run is on at first base. And that will bring up Damon Berryhill, who's hit the ball hard every time up. But that was against Mailer. Now he has to turn around to bat right-handed, being a switch hitter against Charlton.
Hitting .344 from the right side. He saw Rick Mailer very well. In fact, the reason why this game is tied is the fine effort by Eric Davis in left center field, robbing Berryhill of an extra base hit.
One out. The throw to first, a runner back.
Joe West has got to keep a close eye on the front foot of Norm Charlton because he came very close to stepping toward home on that move.
There's the throw there again. One man out. Runner at first. Ball game in the 8th. Tied up 2-2. Moved it outside and high. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. The Cubs with 6 hits, the Reds with 4.
At least on that pitch, Charlton didn't appear to have the same velocity on the fastball. And I think Zim has been yelling balk because he's noticing the front foot. And it's not stepping toward first base.
Now ready. The throw over there. Mike Scott leads with 17 victories for Houston. Joe McGrain won his 15th last night for the Cardinals. A high hopping ball foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Don Zimmer trying to get a ball call. Dick Cole is pitching coach next to him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Over 30,000 fans on hand. About half of them Cub fans instead of Red fans. There's a high drive, way back. It might be. It's going to be caught up against the wall. And here comes Dawson racing back to first base.
Eric Davis knocked Herman Winningham out of the way. That one to the deepest recesses of left center field. And Davis taking control. I don't know what Winningham was doing over there, but Davis just gave him a hip check and pushed him out of the way to make the catch.
Oh, if he could have pulled it just a couple more feet. But Davis is there to make the catch. Winningham gets out of the way in time. And now, here's Vance Law.
You see Davis calling for it, and he has to push Winningham out of the way, and he makes the play.
Boy, Berryhill has hit the ball on the nose every time. Has 1 hit to show for it. Vance Law's 2 out of 3. Been a while since he's hit a homer. Threw that over Griffey's head.
And Reed out there to talk now with Charlton, telling him, look, you got to get the man at the plate. Don't lose the game by making a bad throw to first. Scott Breeden coming out to tell him approximately the same thing. He's got to have all his concentration on Vance Law.
They'll have the top of their batting order in their 8th. Jeff Richardson will lead it off, followed by Quinones and Eric Davis.
Thus Lancaster continues to throw in the bullpen.
Two men out, runner at first. Ground ball, that'll end the inning. Force out at second base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still tied at 2.
These are uncertain times, but we at First Midwest Bank remain strong, remain committed to our clients, to our communities. And we want those who are uncertain in these uncertain times to know that even though we currently all need to stay apart, we are all in this together. First Midwest Bank.
There's never been a better time to have a favorite food. With new Grubhub Plus, you get unlimited free delivery and cashback rewards for ordering noodles. And noodles. And noodles. And noodles. Grubhub Plus, free delivery, cashback, and noodles.
Yes, the first word to any adventure. But when allergies and congestion strike, take Allegra D, a non-drowsy antihistamine plus a powerful decongestant. So you can always say yes to putting your true colors on display. Say yes to Allegra D.
They say in life that timing is everything. How being in the right place at the wrong time can tragically change your life. Because a truck driver is texting or watching videos instead of paying attention. And when that happens, timing is more critical than ever. To preserve the electronic evidence before it gets wiped away. If you're the victim of negligence, call one of the most successful and experienced injury lawyers around. Kenneth Allen Law Group. Call before your time runs out.
Sure.
Yeah, we all want to know, honey, so.
Blue. Blue means boy. Blue means boy.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Harry Carey and Steve Stone, we go in the bottom of the 8th, and Jeff Richardson fouls off the first pitch. The rookie shortstop had his first RBI of the year. Here's a breaking ball. He misses it. Toronto leading the Red Sox 4-1 in the 6th. There's John Franco working in the bullpen.
If the Reds can't push across a run, it'll be Franco trying to wrap it up for them.
A little bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Richardson's 1 out of 2. He struck him out. Richardson goes down swinging. That'll bring up Luis Quinones.